Good morning. I'm going to have to do it this way today because what I was trying to do, I'm either going to have to hook up a cord to the TV and then bounce it back and forth. And by the time I do that, the little ones will get up and then you'll be hearing all kinds of stuff through the chat. So we'll do it this way. A lot of people want to know where I get my news at. A little bit later on, I'll be doing another video of all the news channels I watch. Now, it's going to be a little bit amazing to you because you're going to be thinking, huh? But I'll show you all those because believe me, I got them all. I watch news from the United States, the Russia news, Sky News, BBC, you name it, I got it. I got it in French, Spain, you got it. It's out there. I have it. Believe it. But a lot of people will say, well, where do you get your commentaries? Or I listen to too many other people, or all this other bull crap. You see, the whole point of me making all of these posts in the first place is, for one, for you to get mad. Because I never tell you to believe me. Do I say, hey, believe me, I'm the man. I tell you the truth. Blah, 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 blah. Nah, you don't hear me barking like that. Okay? I tell you my opinion of what I think of what I see from what I know from my brain and my knowledge of living through this world. What you're supposed to do is to check out to see if these facts are true. See, that's why I don't like putting the evidence with it, to make you look. Open the mind. It's a powerful thing if you do. But as the Democrats came out, they gave another response the next day after Trump. Now, I was supposed to do this video yesterday. By the time I got it and I started watching it, I had a house full. My kids are up, running around. Can't get a minute of quiet. It's 7:22 right now, and they're about ready to get open because for about 30 minutes I've been trying to do this. So, let's turn this camera around because I can't flip it while I'm recording. Stupid, ain't it? You should be able to flip from front to back while recording so you can show things. I had a nice setup. You could see me, and then I could pause it to them, you could watch them, and then they gotta act like idiots. So here we go. We're going to turn this thing around so you can see.
On working families, middle class folks, senior citizens, the poor, the sick, the afflicted, and veterans. House Democrats have been very clear that we're focused on lowering healthcare costs, increasing pay for everyday Americans through a real infrastructure plan, and cleaning up corruption and the mess that the other side of the aisle has created. It appears tangentially, based on Donald Trump's speech, that he agrees with parts of the House Democratic agenda, particularly as it relates to lowering healthcare costs and a real, meaningful, bipartisan infrastructure plan. House Democrats believe that we should lower healthcare costs, beginning with a focus on driving down the high cost of life-saving prescription drugs. House Democrats want to give Medicare the ability to use its bulk price purchasing power to negotiate lower drug prices on behalf of the American people. House Democrats have a $1 trillion infrastructure plan that we believe will fix our crumbling bridges, roads, tunnels, airports, and mass transportation system, and also create 16 million good-paying jobs. House Democrats are going to continue our focus on kitchen table pocketbook issues. The president briefly talked the talk. Now it's time for us to walk the walk together. House Democrats have an ambitious agenda on lowering healthcare costs and on a real infrastructure plan, and we look forward to working on these issues in a bipartisan fashion. Let me now yield to our distinguished...
Okay, Now that was the first part there. Now if you would have looked at everything that he was saying, there's not a disagreement that we needed a better infrastructure. Okay? That is there. The problem of it is how they want to perceive what a good job or a good paying job is. First off, the reason we got so much problems with lower part jobs getting a high pay or a better pay so you can survive and not have to work 2 or 3 jobs is, one, there's over 22 illegal immigrants here in this country that are willing to work for those cheap prices, because $7.25 an hour, okay, is a lot better than making $20 a day down in their country, when you need at least 100 just to buy some milk or buy diapers to put them on your child's butt. I mean, these are simple facts. So they're thinking they're coming up here getting rich. I mean, getting $400 or $500 a week because they work overtime and they're not trying to get all those extras that Americans know that we deserve. They feel they're being rich. That's more money than they ever seen before. Okay, so let's get these facts straight. Now, as far as the health care goes, yes, I do believe that there is a lot of other medications out there all throughout the other countries that are doing it a lot cheaper. 2 points that you're not understanding about this. One, 2/3 of the medicine that people are getting from other countries that are a lot cheaper are not the actual doses or the proper medicine that's supposed to be in there to actually clear it. There's nobody checking it to make sure that you're getting what you're paying for. Okay? It's one of the reasons why the FCC is in America, and they watch all that. And they watch all these purchases. You know, they make sure that people ain't being ripped off or that they ain't giving you a bad drug. It's all tested. Now, they allow some of these to come in and it goes through. Now, to bring these bulk prices down, okay, one major factor is lawsuits. A lot of these drugs will work for some people, but they won't work for a lot, because there are 3 different types of DNA on this planet. So there will be different ways for the body to react to different drugs, and unless you test everybody with the drug, you're not going to know the actual effects of certain people or not. This testing is going to take way too long. You have to kill something about these medical lawsuits of people suing for bad drugs. It's one of the main causes of this. Now, if it was done maliciously and they lied about the evidence of it happening, that's one thing. I can see that. Nobody should be profiting by lies. They should not be out there purposely trying to hurt you because they screwed up and they need to make back some money. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But at the same time, when you're using these experimental drugs, or things happen to change 3 to 5 years down the line, you can't come back and blow back on something when you should be there. I mean, these people ain't really trying to hurt you. They're really trying to save you. Okay? So to sit there and try to take money because it didn't work because it couldn't save you? Come on now. This is not right. Okay? And if you look at the medical costs to the insurances and the doctors and the pharmacies and all these other lawsuits and stuff like that, that is the main reason why our health care is so high. Another thing, there's 22 illegal Americans here that get health care. And about maybe 3 or 4 more caravans on the way up through. They're all going to get health care. Not one of these people are paying the taxes or doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not even supposed to be in our country. Okay? So, you look at the numbers when they say the American citizen is not getting health care. But yet, you look at all the illegal immigration that's getting all this free health care. When it was the American taxpayers that paid all that money into the health care. But yet, it's the American people and kids that are suffering because of the waste of the money. It's our money first. It should go to the American citizens, people first. I understand the world needs help. I understand these people are coming here and they need desperate help and stuff like that. But we're not here to take care of everybody. We're here to take care of the United States of America and our citizens. To make our country stronger and the beacon of light. So everybody else could start following our examples. Setting up their governments like our governments to where everybody is free and making money. Not going to socialism to steal it to where every country is falling. I mean, look at Venezuela. That was the greatest new thing. Everybody said they wanted. Crazy. It all fell apart. It always does. There's not been one socialist country that has not fallen apart. And the only way you can keep a socialist company together is by the army and the government pounding on the people. And when the people disgust on it, they got to destroy the people, kill the people, or wipe them out. One easy way to do that is to help with the abortion rates and all these other things that are causing the effects to kill people, like Obamacare and stuff like that. That's what the real health care problem is. Now, he's going to pass this over. Now, you got to listen to her. And we got to break her up because we got to put some facts out here because she just completely lies and distorts the true image of what's really going on. So here's some more.
Vice Chair Catherine Clark.
Thank you, Hakeem, and thank you all for being here. The president certainly covered a lot of ground last night. He told a story of shared ideals and unity, but in reality, he's distorted the impact of his own policies and actions and advocated for policies that are rooted in the past and omitted issues that Americans have ardently called for Washington to address. He proclaimed support for an economy that works for everyone, but failed to mention the $2 trillion debt caused by his tax bill that favors corporations and wealthy people over working Americans.
Okay, right there. First lie, right off the bat. He did not cost American people $2 trillion. Okay, middle class has got more jobs than anybody has ever seen in lifetimes. Women, Hispanics, African Americans, everybody is being treated the same as American citizens. Jobs are coming out there, people are coming out there. There's more of a motivation. People can buy things, they can start supplying things for their family. Okay, the tax cut to the corporations are the people who make the jobs. The only reason they're coming back here is because they ain't stealing all their money so they can invest back into the country or the land that they was. That's why they moved all overseas. That's why overseas countries now are starting to fall, because they lowered their taxes, and they stole our people, and they stole their companies, and they put their people to work. See, we had the best. The United States did. It was only when these socialists came in and started attacking the best people who were moving the goalpost, who was bringing more innovation, more jobs, the entrepreneurs, the people that come up with new ideas and say, hey, If I only had a couple dollars like this, I can come in and make him multi-billion dollars. Report that just came out not too long ago. Back in the old days, you either had money through gas, political means, or something like that. You know, the wealth was just with the wealth. Today's Fortune 400, at least 87% of the people that are in the top parts of the family had less than $25,000 to start with. How they got there was working and earning and providing new services, hiring new people, giving people new outlooks and new hopes on a life, which they grew, they made money, their companies made money, and they all started. Not everybody was like Zuckerberg, okay, and stole off of an idea off of some twins and made it a little bit better for his own personal use because he's seen the output of what he could get off of it. And let's really think about it. Facebook, in the first place, was a place to put down and bully people. It was a place that was supposed to be made so they could start shaming all these other people that were doing other things to other people. He just seen, oh, well, if we could do that and people could talk about it, what about if we just make that whole community where everybody can do it? And then once it starts taking off, I'm going to rip everybody off and steal all their information. I mean, if it's a thief in the first place, it's a thief now. See, he got rewarded for stealing. He only had to pay the twins $65 million. I mean, it's not that hard to figure it out. Hey, I got paid them $65 million after I sold this stuff, and I made a couple billion. Yeah! That's the American dream. We can steal off of somebody and go somewhere. That's what the Democrats are doing right now to all the people that are trying to invest in the people, the wealth, and the entrepreneur of the American citizen. These are the absolute things that must be defended against. Socialism is going to take your money. Okay? Best point that was ever made, a song from the 70s called 10 Years Later. I'm a DJ, I know. I listen to music. I talk through my music. I play it through my music. Okay? 10 years after. It was a great phrase. Take from the rich. You know, feed the poor till there's no more rich. Then who's going to feed the poor? Think about it. If you take all their money, they ain't making no more money because you're just going to take it. Where are you going to get the money at to feed the poor when they don't have it no more? They're trying to make people depend on the government. They're trying to make you a slave to them. Let's go on with some more about this, because she's going to go on about the health care and everything else like that, and I'm going to show all these lies up.
He talked about working families in this country, but failed to mention those workers are facing stagnant wages, increasing costs of childcare, and housing. He called for protecting those with pre-existing conditions, but I did not hear him call to end the lawsuits attacking the ACA and would upend those protections for pre-existing.
You hear that right there? He won't stop the lawsuits to kill Obama, which destroyed our health care. Example, Johnstown, Pennsylvania, had 3 hospitals. Could go to any hospital, be served and fixed within anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes. Now you got an hour time of 1 to 3 hours, one hospital, and you got to travel 3/4 to 2 different other counties just to get a doctor to be able to see you. That's how bad it has gotten. The Obamacare has literally killed 3/4 of all of our doctors, all of our pediatricians. Right now, you got one hospital right here in Johnstown, and 90% of the people that see you are technicians, interns, not real doctors. There ain't even enough to supply, what, 30,000 people in one town now? That used to be 117,000. This is how much the Democrats have destroyed Pennsylvania. This is why I voted for Trump in the first place. You know? I mean, they're just pocketing their money and trying to enslave us off of them while they're taking our lands because we can't even afford to keep them there. We can't keep our farms up no more. We're not allowed to get no coal. We're not allowed to build no steel. We're not allowed to do nothing. And that's all this country was about. Okay, Pennsylvania's farmland and stuff like that. Pittsburgh, oh yeah, they reventilated. They stole a bunch of hospitals and got some college people. And they screwed all the Middletown people all the way around them. So the city's doing good, but everybody else around Pittsburgh is starving and dying. Because they're not in the health care, or they're not stealing money off of the government or depending on the government. See, this is what is going on. It's a forceful takeover. And by taking over the health care, they literally take fashion of your whole life in their control. They tell you when you can get fixed, how you can get fixed. You know, you gotta wait your time. There's not enough doctors no more. There ain't gonna be enough doctors because you can't make no money. It's government health care. They tell you what they're going to give you. They're going to tell you what you're going to get. They're going to tell you if it's necessary or not. At the same time, they're going to push abortion to kill more people. I mean, they already killed 60 million. Think about it. 60 million. Since the time that the abortion laws have come out to now, over 60 million babies were murdered. No other way to say it. Here's some more.
Conditions and other protections for families in that bill. He trumpeted our continued reliance on oil and coal, but never mentioned climate change or the real threat to national security that it poses. He spoke of the importance of mothers having precious little time with their children, and I too would like to pass a family paid leave policy, but he never mentioned separating families at the border.
Okay, now here he goes again. Now he talks about, as you heard her lies. First off, example one. If you break the law here, you have children. Do you still get arrested? Yes. Do they take your kids off of you? Yes. Okay? It's a farce. It's a lie. They are breaking the law coming here. And not only are they breaking one law, okay, they're breaking one of the most important laws that is so fundamental to me that makes me upset. If you leave your child in a car for more than 15 minutes unsupervised to go into a store or something like that, we can come in there, we'll take your kids off of you, we take the rights away from your kids and everything else like that. But these people are allowed to walk over 2,000 miles without shelter, without proper clothing, without proper transportation, without proper care of the basic needs of survival for their own children. Endanger their lives and bring them up here, but yet it's ISIS that commits the murder. You know, ISIS went down there, put a gun to their head, made them walk all that way up here just so that they could kill the child from starvation, diseases. Come on now, people. Okay? Pisses me off. They should be in jail for murder, for endangering the welfare of a child. Point blank. If the child dies, well, that's manslaughter. And of course, their kids should be taken off of them immediately when they get to this country. They shouldn't have the right to have a child. We got laws to protect children from that kind of abuse. I want to see somebody take a bunch of loaded kids from California, walk them to New York in the same damn conditions, and see how many damn cops don't stop them or take them and put them in a home. Or if children and youth services don't come and take your damn children. Okay, that's a damn lie. And every single one of them parents that are bringing their children in here is endangering the welfare of their children and should lose the right to have their children. I don't blame the children. I want to put the children in nice homes and nice facilities, let them get a good education and understand, hey, you don't treat your family or your children this way just to fulfill your self needs or because your wants, because you want to join this country and you know that's the best way to get in. You know. And as far as the pay goes, like we already addressed that earlier, you know, nobody's going to give you more money to raise your family if they got other slaves that they're bringing in cheaply to do and make their coffee. Okay? These slave drivers are really went past the division of color to where anybody and everybody could be discriminated or put into the new set of racism. The new set of racism is not about color. It's not about gender. It is about identity, politics, and socialism ideas. If you're a free thinker and you're a free individual who wants to be free, you are the enemy. It's socialism and communism that has taken over our government, and these people are the ones that are saying it and doing it.
Order. I hope to work with him on eradicating AIDS and HIV, but this is in total contrast to the policies that he has put forth that threaten the LGBTQ community and his assault on Title X funding that in 2016 alone would provide more than 4 million people with testing, including HIV. The president spoke about the tragedy in Pittsburgh. He brought 2 survivors of that incredible tragic events that unfolded at the Tree of Life Synagogue. But he never talked about gun violence in this country and what we are going to do about it. My guest at the State of the Union was...
Okay, here we go again. Now, as we come back to the other lie, as he stated on there about all the rhetoric, first off, it's not the Republicans that have been attacking Christians and Jews for the past 20 years. I mean, they got it to the point to where you're not even allowed to say Merry Christmas to people, to even think or say something about God or anything is crazy. You even got Booker T out there on the Judicial Committee violating the Constitution. You know, hey Booker, see this book right here? See it? It has the Constitution in it. Let me bring up something for you. Hey, this is real good. Look at that last page. See that? It says Article 6. Would you like me to read that to you, please? Okay? To ask anybody what a person's sexual gender, their race card, or anything else like that is illegal. Right here, black and white, foundation of our country. You cannot ask them about their religious beliefs. You cannot ask them about people that work for them. It'd be discriminatory for her to ask, oh, what is your sexual preference for a job? We made laws to stop this, but yet you got Booker T sitting there in Congress violating the Constitution of the United States. Plain and simple. There shall be no religious test. You cannot ask them this. Point blank. It's none of your business. The only job that you're supposed to do is to look out for the facts and the Constitution of the law. Same thing with the gun rights. You cannot infringe on them. Explain this one to me. Okay, we gotta pull back our little book, because obviously these people in Congress do not know that. See, the next part of my book, what's that say there? Bill of Rights. Wow! And guess what? It's signed and part of the Constitution of the United States of America, so that makes it law. Okay, the only reason these school attacks ever got happened in the first place because there ain't nobody there with guns to defend them. Okay, you tell everybody the most vulnerable people are in these places, so every bad person that can have a gun or have a grudge against somebody can go and shoot these innocent victims who cannot defend themselves. Because you won't allow guns there because you think they're wrong and immoral. The gun was never a wrong or immoral. It's a tool. It's the person behind the gun. And if you only let bad people have guns or to protect good people without guns, guess what? You lost. You're dead. You get shot. You're the ones that have put the bull targets on these people. Nobody else put these targets on them but the people that advocated for gun safety. There ain't no such thing as gun safety other than the awareness or the understanding on how to use the tool. You gonna give me gun safety for a hammer? I can take a hammer and smash somebody's brain in as fast as I can in the school without a gun, and not nobody would hear it. You could probably smash and kill about 30 or 40 people with that. It's not about the tool. The hammer, what you gonna do about outlaw hammers now? Or how about a car? How many people have already run through people on roads on the cars and just run them over? Boom! All cars gotta go. Cars are bad. Can't have a car. No, it was the person driving the car. So get off the damn gun issue. You got a problem with the people that have some of these guns? Deal with the problem of the people that shouldn't have the guns. You know, like reporting mental health issues to the states when they come in. You know, we have already made some of these laws, and 35 states of them won't even report it on there, so the people that ain't supposed to have the guns still buy the guns. That's how much they care about them. No, they want to take the guns off the legal people so they can use their guns to tell you what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And you don't got nothing but rocks and Molotov cocktails like they do down in Venezuela. Can't do nothing, and only the government has the guns to destroy and stomp you. See, that's why it was in the Bill of Rights right here. The gun was not just for the right to defend us, it was to defend against the government's tyranny taking over the individual rights that we placed in the Constitution of the United States of America. And this idea and this lie that, well, guns don't matter no more because we got a service, we got people that have planes and tanks and stuff like that. It's a bunch of bull and a lie. If that was the damn case, then the people with the ideology of ISIS, when they grabbed a couple machine guns and went out and took over all that land. Okay, you take the other equipment, but first off, you need the machine gun or the gun to stand. It's an ideology, a gun, a tool that helps prevent or encourage this. understand that. It's not the gun, it's not the gun violence, and it's not the people. It's the people that are being pushed that are losing their mind. It's the desperation of trying to live and not feed their kids that's causing all this mental anguish in this country, that's making people want to attack. Because it's not fair, it's not right. And when people do not follow the law, and the law doesn't mean the same for everybody, then nobody is ever going to feel the law. See, this is where I get my information at, people. I watch them talk. Them say what they're saying. I see the laws of what they are pushing. And then you watch what those laws have done. This shows the true meaning. Words lie. They're liars. They made their bones on lying to tell you they're going to give you whatever you want just so you can vote for them. Does not mean that they're going to do it. And just because it sounds good doesn't mean that it is. You know, and what's really, really disturbing is I'm watching the re-emerging of the Democrats changing from wanting to enslave one group or small individual of people to now wanting to enslave a whole country or a world to bow to them. Basically, if they own the government and you have to work for the government and you're getting paid by the government, then you're working for them. You're back on that damn plantation again. And that's bull crap. And they ain't doing it with color. They're using color, race, division, and political correctness to attack people, to divide people, to separate people, so they can enslave all of us. And that's a fact. This is Pitbull. I'm out. Bye-bye. Here we go. I bet you're going to be mad now.